These majestic, magnificent animals once roamed freely across the plains of South Africa. Now, they're more likely to be found in captivity or on a trophy wall.
Most of the lions in captivity are being bred for canned hunting.
Andi Rive has fallen in love with lions and Glen Garriff, a reserve set up to look after captive lions in an ethical way.
They're just treating me the way they would their mom. They don't realize that I'm so fragile. Well, actually, they do a bit.
Andi now runs Glen Garriff, struggling to find the money to keep it going, fighting lawyers who threaten to sell the land and protecting her lions from the hunting industry. Can Andi and her friends keep the dream alive? In this episode, there are hunters on Glen Garriff. What makes them different from hunters who pay big money to shoot a lion? A rescued lion arrives at the reserve.
Oh, you okay?
And why is Andi consulting the local medicine man?
We must go and pray. We give the ancestors the power to fight.
Glen Garriff is home to over 50 lions. A reserve started out of a desire to preserve a strong gene pool among South Africa's captive lions because the population in the wild was rapidly diminishing. A few of the lions here have been rescued from zoos and other game parks, and in recent years there have been a number of cubs born on Glen Garriff. Female lions can spend up to 2 years looking after their offspring until they're ready to take their place in the pride. Occasionally, a cub is rejected, requiring Andi to step in and take care of it until it can fend for itself. Like Ty. Ty has grown up with a dog as a playmate and still sleeps on Andi's bed.
Now that it's winter, 6:25, I let him outside. He goes out to wee, I go to the bathroom, and then we both run and jump back into bed. And we lie in bed. I lie in bed with my coffee, and he lies in bed next to me like this till we get up.
Eager to be the first to reach Andi is another cub she's fostered, Siva. Now 2 years old, she's still very attached to her.
This girl, Siva, when she was little, I thought maybe she was autistic, if there is such a thing as an autistic lion. I don't know.
But early on, Siva's biggest problem was not having been properly fed by her mother. Her immune system was weak, so she was susceptible to infection.
Because she's immunocompromised, she had terrible poisoning. And so I had to give her homeopathy every day for poisoning. Hey, my baby. And then I started giving her supplements. I mean, they're lions, you can't really change their diet. But I started giving her supplements, and she's much better now. Hey.
Another lion in need, called Bobo, has recently been delivered to Glen Garriff.
Sure, he's so scared. Oh, don't be scary, boy.
Tulani is Andi's right-hand man and has an acute understanding of lions.
No one's going to eat your food. We're not going to take your food. No. We will give you as much food as you need.
Bobo has come from another lion park and is taking a while to settle into his new surroundings.
What I'm worried about with him is because he's always been with lots of other lions, I'm worried that he's lonely now. Because when there are lots of lions, they'll all be rubbing.
Yeah,
now, who's he with? But yesterday, for the first time ever, when Ty was up here, Ty came walking over here to the fence. Now, Ty has never been with a lion. Ty thinks that he's a dog.
Okay.
I think. And then Ty came walking up to here. But if Ty and Bobo become friends, that will be perfect.
Yeah.
A volunteer working at the other lion park was worried about the conditions there and Bobo's state of health. So he was bought and sent to Glen Garriff for Andi to take care of.
I think where he came from, he was so used to everyone's grabbing, because there were 18 lions. Their enclosure was the same size as this, their camp. But there are 18 lions in there.
18?
Yeah. So they have to Maybe he had to fight to get his food. That's why he's worried about us taking his food away. But their camp's the size of this camp, and they've got 100 lions.
There's a lot of controversy around the role of lion parks in South Africa. Many are ethically run with the best of intentions. But there have been some recent cases of parks claiming to breed lions for conservation purposes, when it's actually been done purely for profit.
There's a huge commercial market in South Africa at the moment for paying international volunteers. And large numbers of overseas people come and pay huge amounts to do what they believe is conserving lion or looking after some animal to put it back into the wild. And in fact, they are supporting an industry where those animals are bred and obtained purely to bring in international paying volunteers. It's commercial.
These less than reputable operators keep their female lions constantly on heat.
They pull cubs from the mother anything between 3 days and 10 days. Not only does this bring her into oestrus again so that she cycles and she can have more cubs, but it ensures a ready supply of young cubs that paying volunteers and tourists can come in and play with and pet and touch.
The opportunity for people to touch and interact with lions is like money in the bank, whether it's cubs or more mature lions like those at Glen Garriff.
It's a lion, and I'm close to it. I can touch it. I mean, it's the most special feeling.
Yeah.
That same sort of, you're talking about being chosen. And, I mean, this is on a very mini scale, but it's that, wow, this lion is letting me get this close.
Yeah, and they needn't.
Incredible.
You know, it's not like they're tame and they've been trained to do it. They needn't do that.
So how about meeting some lions? No. Ow. No.
Where Glen Garriff differs from some lion cub farms is Andi doesn't put the cubs out for constant cuddles and doesn't even guarantee visitors will have a one-to-one with lions every time they visit.
We don't have the whole walking with lions, interacting with lions all the time phenomenon, because that would mean training my lions to be tame, which I don't want to do. If there doesn't happen to be a lion wandering around the house at that time, then there won't be, because I'm not going to take cubs away from their mums in order to have friendly lions wandering around.
The practice of some cub farms removing cubs from their mothers causes irreparable harm.
Not only is there the emotional distress for the mother, but there's also the welfare side for the cubs. They're being handled all the time. A young animal needs large periods of time to sleep, to grow, to rest. And these cubs are from sort of sunrise to sunset being picked up, put down, handled, having photographs taken. So the welfare status of those cubs is very, very serious.
A lot of these lion facilities say we're breeding to one day introduce into the wild, but they haven't got a stud book of their own. In my province, I only know of 2 out of the 85 lion owners that have complete stud books. I mean, there's a word for it. It's a foofy. That's what you call it. I mean, they con men. They bring in students to do conservation. All these students are doing is they paying to work on a lion farm and rearing little lions that are eventually going to be hunted.
Bobo came from one of those lion farms and could have ended up being hunted if he hadn't been rescued.
He was dropped off here on Monday and everything's fine. And if he is sick or there's something wrong with him, yesterday I was very concerned. First of all, I thought he was depressed, and then I thought he was ill. But today he's much more alert and active. Look how he's looking much better today.
Much better.
He's
not, you can't
better.
see his ribs.
Amazing how just this bit of food has made such a difference.
Well, shall I get worming tablets for a big dog then?
They're going to want to know how big he is.
How much does he weigh?
12, 15.
How many bags of
Bags
sugar?
of sugar.
Oh, crikey.
100 kgs.
Oh, right.
Because a full-grown lion, male lion, is about 180. Hey, big boy, we'll go get you deworming stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a trip to town for Kathy to buy worming tablets, which also means spending money. Every lion Andi takes in adds more financial pressure to an already stretched budget.
Let's go get the diesel and pick up the tyres, because they're not too bad. They're not new, but they're better than... We can just use them for a while. More tyre.
If Andi is going to turn Glen Garriff's money problems around, she needs to find a way of creating income. She started a shop in nearby Harrismith, which is bringing in a small profit. She also spent what little she had to spruce up their lodge to make it more attractive to visitors. And now Andi has an idea to offer a tourist experience very different from the cub-cuddling lion sanctuaries.
I came here and I've just like fallen in love with this place. I've fallen in love with the area, I've fallen in love with the surrounding area around the farm, the smell and the sounds and the colours and things. So it's all that. Like I kind of want to share the life that I have with people for 2 weeks. And the work part of it is there. You know, with the guests that happen to be here when we've got fire burning season, we wait for a wind-free day. A wind-free day comes and we burn fires. We have a sick lion. We got a lion, you know, last week. Everything else that I was doing that day was out the window because I've got to take care of a sick lion. So yes, there's always going to be the bit of work. Yeah, it's not a tourist facility. We're actually living this.
Coming up, what other attractions can Andi offer her paying guests?
I want a recce. I've got a plan.
Andi has taken a couple of days out from the demands of running Glen Garriff to explore the countryside within easy driving distance of the reserve.
I want a recce. I've got a plan. I've got to make money somehow in this whole experience. So my plan is, instead of just trying to get the lodge up and running and you get people staying overnight in the lodge, we put together a package, a 2-week experience. We do sort of 2 hours of work in the morning, 3 hours of work maybe, and then I take them and show them something around.
Glen Garriff is in the region called the Free State, and fortunately for Andi, there are some truly beautiful tourist attractions not too far away.
Like this, you know, this is the Drakensberg Mountains. It's literally an hour's drive from the farm, and you're up here, standing here. So I can bring people here for a walk.
The Drakensberg mountain range stretches for 700 miles.
Drakensberg means Dragon's Mountain. And if you look at it on a map, it's like this dragon that comes down and almost the tail goes all the way up to the Rift Valley of Africa. It's in line with the Rift Valley. But the Drakensberg is something very special. And here we have it. I mean, just literally we live right here.
Surrounded by the mountains is the small town of Clarence.
So you brew this here?
Yes, everything we're doing here.
Can I taste your cashmere, please?
Cashmere.
Yeah.
Here.
Thank you.
Clarence is a boutique village and perfect as a destination to shop for traditional souvenirs.
I've got a lion experience.
Okay, yes.
And I'm going to have 15, 20 people at a time coming for a 2-week experience there. One day I want to bring them through to Clarence.
Okay.
So I'm here to do a little bit of trial run. You can come and taste your...
lovely beers.
Lovely beers. The thing about Clarence is that they're restaurants. Virtually every single one of these buildings, every road you pass is just full of restaurants. Restaurants, pubs, art galleries, shops. They get to shop. And I think the thing about tourists is they actually do like to shop. And then they get to eat in different restaurants, experience this off the farm stuff. Now we're 50 kilometers away from the farm now, and there's a Basotho cultural village, and it would be one of the stops, potential stops, places that I take my people to on one of the days.
The Basotho people are part of the Bantu tribe, which managed to survive the ravages of Zulu warfare and Dutch and British colonialism. And this village is how one of their villages might have looked about 300 years ago.
The toll takes 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay. My farm is just near Harry Smith. I want to bring my guests in future. So I want to bring groups of 10 to 20 people at a time. So I'm just doing a little recce.
Painted on the outside and inside of the houses is traditional Basotho mural art, known as litama.
This bush is sagewood or sagebush, but its common name is the butterfly bush. And I've been just looking how many butterflies are hanging around the butterfly bush, eh?
The Basotho people still have traditional healers called ngaka, who they believe can read the future using bones. There's one resident in the village. Perhaps he has the answer to Andi's problems at Glen Garriff.
your ancestors, it's like we are not approaching to them very well. So that makes your ancestors feel an anger, so that it's like we can go and make something like a prayer, a special prayer to the ancestors.
Basotho people believe the spirits of ancestors should be acknowledged, or they'll bring bad fortune to their living descendants.
Is there anything that you get about my future, as in what I'm supposed to do?
You must go and pray. We give the ancestors the power to fight a bad spirit, a evil spirit, the enemy. The ancestors, they give your prayer and your ancestors a power.
Andi's not found the answer to her problems, but she can be pleased she's found an interesting destination for her guests. Before returning home, Andi makes one last stop. Like Glen Garriff, this park has rescued big cats, including a cheetah. Owner Ken has known Andi since going to Glen Garriff to get to the bottom of ugly rumours surrounding her arrival at the reserve. Stories of her starving and ill-treating her lions.
It's the whole thing of sorting her out.
And what made you change your mind? I mean,
because it was all bull. The lions were as fat as could be, very, very well fed, and Andi was just not the person everybody sees. She's not this piece of that was shouting and screaming and carrying on like a lunatic. I actually wondered why the hell she's so calm. That she was doing an absolutely amazing job for somebody who had never done this before. And that the way she adapted and got into it was actually unbelievable. I've never seen anybody that had the ability to assess a situation, and what I say is going to probably sound stupid. The lions actually looked at her, and there was an instantaneous trust in what she was doing.
Oh, baby. It's so amazing the way cheetahs purr and lions don't. Hey, boy.
Yeah,
hello, boy. Hello.
I'm just having a look to see if you've got a brush in your hands.
You want a brush?
An animal person will always go down to the animal talking continuously.
Hey, baby.
The one that doesn't talk and just goes and tries to scratch and make a hero of themselves doesn't work.
Hey, where's Ken?
You'll never see an animal respond to somebody who doesn't talk to them continuously while they're petting them.
Oh, boy.
Animals, they assess you by your posture and the way you handle them. And the one important thing with any animal, it doesn't matter what it is whether you are calm, agitated. And everybody says, but they can smell the fear. No, they can't. They realize your fear by what's coming out of your mouth. And a real animal person, you will always see, like she did, go down next to the cheetah, and while she's stroking it, talks. An animal person talks to the animals all the time. What's in your voice and what's in your heart? And that comes out of your voice.
On her return to Glen Garriff, Andi reports to Kathy about her recce trip.
So the Golden Gate's just beautiful to drive through and stop and take some photos.
Yeah.
And then Clarence for lunch. I chatted to a guy in Clarence at the Clarence Brewery. They brew beer.
So what was the village like?
You can see how their huts developed in the little houses they live in now. People, right now, I mean, when we go and fetch cows, that's what you see. But what I didn't realize was how intricately decorated they are inside. Inside, the paintwork and the patterns and these little shelves made out of clay, plaster of Paris type thing, I don't know. It's quite incredible. And then I went to the traditional healer, and he threw the bones for me.
No.
Yeah.
How much is it for a sort of trip in and the tour?
It's 55 Rand for locals, 75 Rand for foreigners.
I must pop out there one Saturday then.
Yeah.
And go have a look-see.
Next, some of the other lions aren't happy about new arrival Bobo.
It goes on heat, and you feel all sorts of things. And there's a strange boy lion here.
While Andi was out recceing, Kathy picked up the worming medication for the new lion, Bobo. Like all animals, lions can be infected with worms and other internal parasites. In a captive lion population, worms can spread quickly if they're not kept under control. The easiest and safest way to give worming tablets to a 2-year-old lion is by crushing them up and hiding the powder in a piece of tasty meat.
To make it delicious, I've got to add blood. See, he needs to not taste it. I've got to try and get it in here. Do you think it's delicious? Do you think I need more blood? We're ready to go. Hey, big boy. Come. What's it? What's it, big boy? Come. Come get the meat. I think I should make a habit of this. I mean, not giving him worm meaty, but maybe I should just come up and give him a little bit of meat. Hey, big boy. Oh, you want me to give you some more food? You want me to give you some more food? Yes. Oh. Whoa.
The health of the Glen Garriff lions is paramount, so Andi's first priority before any medication is to keep all her lions fed and watered. For water, she's reliant on a nearby natural spring, feeding a brick reservoir. And for knowledge of how it works, she's totally reliant on Tulani.
So, why is there no water anyhow? Where does it come from? Is this thing usually full? How often do you clean this?
Andi may have been at Glen Garriff for almost 3 years. However, there's still much to learn about the day-to-day operations of a large lion reserve.
So you switch off, and then 1 week later it's empty, and then you clean?
Yes.
Then you switch on again?
Yes.
And I don't even know, if a lion eats you tomorrow, then what will I do? I don't know what's going on.
The water from this holding tank not only supplies the lions, it's also the drinking water for the house.
Don't tell my kids this, because Sinead already won't drink the water out of the tap here. She would only drink bottled water bought from the shop. Meanwhile, I've become this complete snob, and I'm always going on about this. I go, if I'm away from the farm and I buy bottled water, it's horrible. First thing I do when I get here is pour it out and fill it up with our beautiful drinking water, fresh from the spring. Meanwhile, fresh from the spring seems to hang out in here for a bit. Luckily, we go through a lot of water, because this feeds all the lion camps on a ball and valve gravity feed system. One thing we don't have a shortage of here is water. Yeah, for the blue wildebeest, 2,000 for black if you go for black. Okay, all right, bye-bye.
Andi sometimes receives calls from hunters wanting to hunt on Glen Garriff.
I'm glad that guy phoned again, because I seriously was doubting. I couldn't remember whether I had, because this guy phoned me and asked me all about blue wildebeest and booked about blue wildebeest. And then those guys came the other day and they were all about, they're going to stalk for the blue. And I was like, but you're not the people who want the blues. The guy wants the blues coming the 5th of July.
The lions are kept inside enclosures, but game animals roam freely across Glen Garriff's grasslands. It has one of the largest herds of black wildebeest on private land in South Africa. There also used to be some blue wildebeest here, but the authorities told Andi to cull out one of the species to ensure the blue and the black couldn't interbreed.
Well, you've got a directive from Nature Conservation. You're not allowed to keep blue wildebeest and black wildebeest on the same farm. So the directive was that I had to shoot all the black of like nearly 600, and we had 45 blue. So I decided, no, rather take out the blue.
Just about all the blue have gone now, so Andi lets hunters come to shoot the occasional black one for a price of about $180 for each wildebeest. It's not a lot of money, but it'll pay for things like Bobo's medical expenses.
One can only imagine how hard it must be, but I pray in time he will understand.
There have been weekly Facebook posts following Bobo's progress.
It's hard to believe that it's been a week since Bobo has been at Glen Garriff. It hasn't been plain sailing for this young boy. He has come from a life filled with constant busyness. He is a serious soul, not in a bad way. But when you look at him, in his eyes, there seems to be much on his mind. New people, new smells, and now, new lion friends to make. I don't do this face.
You don't do this yucky stuff, do you?
I must give worming Muti and his front line.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Muti is the Zulu word for medicine, and Andy's going to give Bobo his worming muti a little at a time.
Hello, boy. Oh. Hello, big boy. I can only give you a little bit, so I know you get all your muti.
It's also time for his first flea treatment. Andy's using a liquid that's absorbed through the pores of the lion's skin, the same kind of medication given to ordinary domestic cats.
These are going to give you such a little itch.
Andy manages to run the lotion down Bobo's back without him noticing, but there's still a little left in the tube.
Sorry. That tail. Sorry, my boy. Just when we're making friends, now I start making you cross with me. Yes, my love. What's it? What's it? What's it? What's it? Oh.
In the opposite enclosure from Bobo, there are 3 more lions, including a male lion called Shalom, who Andy thinks is looking a little unhappy.
Tell me about it. What's happening? The girl's on heat, and you feel all sorts of things. And there's a strange boy lion here. Hey? There's a strange boy lion here. Do you want to protect me from him?
Lions are extremely social animals, and Andy is keen to start socializing Bobo with other lions on Glen Garriff. But putting him in Shalom's enclosure isn't an option.
If I put Bobo in there now with these guys, Shalom will go completely crazy because he's got females in here. And especially now that one of them's on heat. You can't put 2 males in with females.
Shalom will see the 2 females as his and fight to defend his ownership.
Possibly they need to meet on neutral territory, and certainly they need to meet nowhere near Shalom's girls. You know, there's a chance that Shalom will never accept Bobo because Shalom is well established and he's confident and this is his home territory. Possibly it may still be the better fit to become friends with Ty. He was used to younger lions because apparently there were lions of all ages in his camp where he came from. And if he doesn't become friends with any of the males, he will ultimately one day be able to go with females. The females will accept him.
Bobo didn't get the same amount of attention and care at his last home.
But my baby.
Andy is looking at photos showing the state he was in when he was rescued and brought to Glen Garriff.
Do you see how skinny he is here? It's just terrible.
Unfortunately, the care and love Andy lavishes on her lions isn't given to all captive lions in South Africa. Some of the parks that profit from cub petting don't treat the lions so well as they get older.
These cute cuddly cubs that can be photographed and played with get to a certain point where they are too big to be picked up and cuddled and played with, and they start becoming dangerous. What happens to them?
Some of them end up crowded together in very inhospitable conditions, as seen in this secretly taken footage. The enclosures have little or no shelter, so the lions are constantly exposed to the unrelenting African sun. And the enclosures are rarely cleaned, so bones and the remains of previous meals are left to slowly break down on the ground. With hardly any grass and so little space, it means the lions come into contact with potential health problems. Worms transmitted from animal to animal via the feces littering the ground. Or they may step on a sharp bone which could lead to infection in their paws. And if the enclosures are always occupied, then a high level of uric acid builds up in the soil, which can also lead to further disease. For lions kept in these kinds of places, the future is bleak. Parks will continue to pay for their upkeep until they reach an age where they can be used for one purpose.
We're breeding very beautiful, very intelligent, very long-lived social animals like battery chickens as a product for a hunt.
Coming up, an insight into the fate awaiting many of South Africa's captive lions. Being winter, overnight temperatures drop below 0 at Glen Garriff. There's a group of paying guests staying at the lodge. It's the same hunters who made the booking to shoot black wildebeest. They're 2 family groups who've made the 4-hour drive down from Johannesburg. As well as paying a fee to shoot a wildebeest, they're also paying for the accommodation and a braai or barbecue at the end of the day's shoot. The need for money persuaded Andy to allow hunting on Glen Garriff. However, she's come to respect the skills of good hunters.
And then you get different grades of hunters, right? You get a hunter who respects every moment of being in the bush. They respect that piece of grass. They never throw their beer bottles out. They watch the wind. They feel, they're so respectful of nature and the wild and that animal. And when that animal's shot, it's done with respect.
Glen Garriff occupies roughly 860 hectares. The boundaries are fenced, so the wildebeest and other large grazing animals like blesbok can't stray onto neighbouring farms. Gendre is the youngest member of the shooting party. His gun is a recent 21st birthday present.
14, I shot my first animal, first buck. And we had to eat the liver, the raw liver, if you shoot it the first time.
Yeah.
It's tradition in South Africa to eat the buck's liver. Raw, no salt, pepper, nothing. It's a warm taste, eh?
Yeah.
It's not nice, bloody, warm. If you want to be it, you must do it, eh?
You're not interested in hunting lions?
I don't agree at all with it. No, it's not good for me, eh? It's the king of the jungle. You can't shoot the king of the jungle. God put it on the earth, so yeah, it's a predator. We don't eat predators. You see, it's only for trophies, for status. I don't agree with it. I only shoot what I eat. That's my philosophy.
It's not a philosophy shared by all in the South African hunting industry, where shooting lions has become big business. Bow hunters and shooters come from all over the world in search of the ultimate trophy. Prices start at $25,000 to shoot a male lion and $8,000 to shoot a female. Some hunters will pay up to $50,000 to shoot a fully grown male. And while these figures might seem high, they're much less than it would cost to shoot a wild lion. These prices are for shooting a lion that has been reared in captivity.
There are a few hunters who come from overseas who think that they're hunting a wild lion, and they get taken round and round and driven in circles and believe that they're on a proper hunt. But the vast majority is trophy hunters who want a guaranteed short-term, cheaper than hunting in the wild experience.
It's become known as canned hunting because it's so manufactured. The hunter cannot fail to kill a lion.
There are various ways that they carry out the canned hunt, and all of it is basically guaranteeing that when the hunter arrives on site there will be a lion for him to shoot. It might be releasing the animal from a cage into a very, very small camp the night before the hunt. The animal may be drugged so that he is in a certain position and doesn't move and they can be sure he's there, or they put out baits for the animal so that he is drawn to a particular area and has no other option and has to be there when the hunt takes place. That whole 5 to 7 years that it takes to get into hunting size and then to end that way, it's sickening.
Canned hunting is the fate awaiting many of the lions reared in captivity in South Africa, and it's widely condemned by people outside the hunting industry.
There's nothing that loves like a lion loves. I mean, he will just follow you all the days of your life. Now you go out and you now want to hunt this thing. And all this time he's being hand-fed and he's been a bud and, you know, he's one of your mates. Now you take him and put him in the wild. Well, he is going to go nowhere. If you go and shoot him, it's not shooting. It's a case of, come, boy, come. Down he comes, blow his brains out, that's it.
This is what Andi doesn't want to see happen to Glen Garriff lions, and why she's doing everything in her power to keep the park operating. Part of that is allowing hunters to cull game on Glen Garriff. While being vehemently opposed to canned hunting, Andi has come to see that responsible hunting is a fact of life.
It's saying there's something about a hunter, there's something about that makes people's balls shrink. but they're okay to go to the supermarket and buy packs and packs and packs of dead animal packaged in cellophane. So now, what are you saying? We can kill that animal if it's lined up and put through an abattoir, but we can't kill that one animal running out there in nature because it's a hunter and he's wearing camouflage and he's got a gun.
The day's kill is brought back to Glen Garriff and processed. The hunters will only consume the best parts of the wildebeest. The rest will be fed to the lions. Coming up, Andi may have found a female friend for Bobo.
Have you met Ariel? Oh, wow, come.
It's been a week since Bobo arrived at Glen Garriff. In Andi's eyes, he still appears a little unsettled.
You know what? I see what he's worried about. He sees his reflection in the window. Oh, he's lying here. He's watching that line.
Okay.
Did he eat? What is that you gave him?
Cow.
I gave him a little piece as well because I wasn't sure if he's eaten. I gave him a piece like this with some vitamin A and predator powder.
Okay, but that's good.
And he had it. Yes. So because we need to make sure. I think that each day just give him a little piece with stuff, and so we know that it's getting into him.
Here you go. Nice piece of meat for you. Okay.
Hey, what's the matter?
Sometimes dealing with lions is easier than dealing with the human issues that crop up on Glen Garriff. Raphael's come to Andi because she's worried about the payments she's making for her funeral.
So you had 2 funeral policies?
As Miriam, my sister.
Yeah.
Local custom is that from a young age, people take out policies and pay a monthly fee towards their funeral. It ensures there's a big crowd and the deceased is seen off with more celebration and ceremony than they ever had in their actual life.
All right.
It's okay.
It's okay, Raphael. Yeah, these funeral things are unbelievable. If you think that there are about, I mean, what's the population of South Africa? 49 million. Probably about 40 million people.
And these
are paying
pay every month.
This funeral policy.
On top of the staff issues, there are the logistical issues Andi has to constantly deal with.
One of the tires came off the rim of the trailer while we were driving down the road with a heavy load. So the trailer started flip-flacking and the bucky went zigzagging across the road and we went off the road into a ditch, into the veld.
The trailer is essential for collecting dead and injured animals from neighbouring farms and maintaining a steady supply of meat for the lions. It's not a job Tulani takes any pleasure from, as Andi explains to local environmental officer Werner, who's dropped in for a visit.
He hates to shoot it. Some of the calls I get for cows, but he can't bear
No, look there, I'm
seeing
also...
him in pain.
I used to do quite a bit of wing shooting in my life, but now I'm totally anti-hunting. I don't own a weapon. I don't even own a official 9mm.
Oh, really?
The only gun Andi now uses is a paintball gun to keep her dogs under control.
And my dogs bark at the lions, I shoot them straight away. Because they incite them, and then they make the lions switch, you know.
Andi takes the opportunity to show Bobo to Werner.
He was covered in fleas, so I've defleed him,
They just
dewormed
give him
him.
to your divine.
They volunteer at their, because we know these volunteer programs.
Yeah.
One of their volunteers
gave it to you.
bought him from that park and gave him to me. And in the photos, the day they went to fetch him, the camp that he was in, this little cub camp that I've got him in, well, I've got him in 3, he's got 3 cub camps interlinked here. But the one, the size of one, is what he was living in there with 18 lions.
You see, and that's a recipe for disease.
And all I can say is I saw this on a photo. I haven't been there.
After Werner's gone and Glen Garriff is winding down, Andi chooses a quiet moment to introduce Bobo to a female lion in the next enclosure.
Hey, where is her story? Have you met Ariel? Oh. Whoa. Come. There's Ariel waiting for you. Gonna open the gate. Because whenever we move lions around here, it's a little bit like that game where you shuffle tiles around. You know? Got to move this one there in order to move that one down, then this one across, and then that one back. We needed to get Shalom and Sky out of their camp first so that I could go in there and attract Ariel into the passageway, because the passageway is unknown territory. Then after a little while, they start looking at each other, spending a week or two looking at each other through the fence and talking, and he becomes familiar. So now that she's in Oestrus, she's lying on her back, presenting herself, and he's on the side going, oh, yay, beautiful female. This is why I decided to make the move now. Ariel. Oh. Yes. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Don't be worried. Don't be worried, boy. Oh, there's Ariel. The initial getting together now was lovely because straight away they were rubbing each other and touching and communicating. So I'm feeling very pleased with this and very, very relieved that this is a match that's going to happen. Because otherwise, who else can I put Bobo with? And I'm not putting them together to like love match and they must now have cubs. You know, I can't really just let my lions have cubs. This is about companionship and warmth and love and snuggling, which lions do. They are social creatures. That's who they are. They've got to be together. And that's what I mean, they'll come to me and they like the fact that I've got digits. I can actually get in there and give them a good scratch. They love that. But they're extremely affectionate. So I'm happy.
It's a satisfying way to end a day in Andi's crazy and tumultuous life. A life that suddenly changed when she decided to give up being a midwife and run a lion reserve.
Do you smell this smell? When you're walking around here, it's like a perfume. It's this grass. Oh. When I first came here, the first winter, we went out to fetch a cow, we parked, and I kept saying, how can I smell perfume? And it's the grass. It's beautiful. Going to fetch those cows on the weekend, and I was thinking while we're out there, it's such an adventure. Every single time is an adventure. Every time you pass some kind of painted house or little kid sitting somewhere, you know, I enjoy it. Every time I go and fetch a cow, I actually enjoy the scenery and the grass and the mountain and the huts and the whatever anyone's doing around there. It's always an adventure, each time.
In the next episode, a controlled firebreak burns out of control.
That was when it all suddenly became like, it's going. Now, oh, okay, then we've gone into this big, thick patch.
And Glen Garriff's financial problems get so bad, Andi considers doing something she swore she never would do.
It's going to happen next month.
You must sell lions.
No, you won't.